Hi guys, so in today's video I'm going to be discussing the current changes that the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria policy, the changes that they've just introduced or they have implemented, and also I'm going to be giving you a summary of my experience of being a nursing student in the United Kingdom and the benefits I got with it. And also I'm going to be dropping my opinions about these new changes by the nmcn, if it makes sense or if it doesn't make sense. So don't touch the dial, come back here and let's finish this video together. All right. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as That Mom of 5, and I'm also known as TMO5 Kanduko. And if you're new to my channel, I'm also a nurse and I've been practicing in the United Kingdom for 16 months now. And also, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let's get into today's topic. So, like I said earlier on, that I'm also I'm a registered nurse in the United Kingdom and I've been practicing for 16 months now. And just a short summary of my nursing experience. So my first degree in the UK was information technology, and then I went back to study adult nursing, which took 3 years of that. So some of the benefits I enjoyed, not necessarily enjoyed, but some of the benefit the government provided to me as a nursing student in Scotland. And please mind you, these benefits were because I am a permanent resident in the UK. So if you're not a permanent resident in the UK, you might not necessarily get this support. Okay, so one of the support I got was that I was getting a bursary of £10,000 per year. So my nursing degree was 3 years, so each year I got £10,000 bursary, which is paid every month like a salary to me. I get that every year for my throughout the entire of my course, and each time I go to clinical placement, if I have to spend more than is estimated for transportation, at the end of my placement, I often get the difference reimbursed back to me. So let's say, for instance, where I go for my nursing placement is quite far, and on a normal day, maybe I should have spent £20 every month for transportation, but I've spent double of that. Once I finish my placement, there's a body I can apply to, and they will refund the excess to me. And also, during my induction as a nursing student, we were guaranteed an interview. So yes, as long as you finish your course, you were guaranteed an interview with the hospital or the health board you would like to work at. So for me, I got the opportunity and I got a job offer for the health board I would love to work at, but where I'm currently working, I interviewed separately for that workplace. So, and also I've been a nursing student in the UK as well. Obviously I was studying full-time. I still had the opportunity of working on the side, which at times I found really difficult, but it's something you can do. So with that being said, I also got free uniform provided to me. I got 3 pairs of uniform. I didn't have to buy any uniform or anything like that. At some point I was even able to claim some sort of money back for washing my uniform. Yes, so these were the benefits the government provided me with while I was studying as a nursing student in Scotland. So in regards to the new changes introduced by the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, so one of the ones I remember clearly was that you must have a 2-year work experience before you can ask for certification if you're trying to japa. And I believe these changes happened because lots of nurses are leaving Nigeria to travel abroad. So now they are making it much more difficult for Nigerian nurses to leave Nigeria, which I think is a very bad move. So one of the changes was that Nigerian nurses and other health workers seeking verification of certificates to foreign bodies or councils must have 2 years of working experience, which means that before you can apply for you to be verified, so you've gone to school for 2 or 3 years or 4 years, you've graduated, they know you went to school, you've graduated, and they're now telling you that you need to have worked in Nigeria for 2 years for you to be verified as a nurse. That's shade of dirty. Yeah, that's a shade of death. So that's one of the policy. And also one of the other policy introduced was that nurses must have a practicing license of 6 months. So I believe you must have, I think to what I understand that to be was that you must have joined the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria for 6 months before you can make such. In fact, I think even though you are you have a practicing license for 6 months, for the fact that you don't have 2 years of working experience, you won't be able to apply for any sort of verification. So your plan of trying to jack out of the country is not going to happen because you don't have that 2 years of working experience. So this will be mainly affect those who have been working as a nurse less than 2 years in Nigeria, or those who are newly qualified. So which means that if you're a newly qualified nurse in Nigeria, you won't be able to apply for verification because you don't have 2 years of working experience. And if you've not been practicing for 6 months or over, you won't be able to apply either. Like I said, it's a shade of bad by this council. This is not the way to go about it. So ideally, someone was saying that this verification normally will take 2 weeks, but now they're not saying minimum of 6 weeks, so maximum will be 5 years. 5 years, which means that your jackpot dream will probably be dashed in a way. And for me, I believe this is a violation of nursing students and midwives in Nigeria. Like, I don't know what World Health Organization is going to say in regards to this. So that's you practically stopping or intending to stop people's intentions of traveling abroad to further their careers. Like, make it make sense, Nigerian Nursing and Midwifery Council. Please make it make sense. Or if any of you know more about this body, let me know, like, what this policy, like, let me know if this policy is acceptable, because to me it's not acceptable. I'm going to be giving my opinion at some point. So obviously, other things I read was that demanding the years of service or work experience as a prerequisite for verification was not communicated at the instance of embarking on the course. So obviously, those who are currently on the course right now, work service or years of experience was not a prerequisite to getting on the course. So why implement it now? Obviously, they will say they are a body, they can change and not change things, but I believe this was put in place because they don't want people to leave Nigeria to go work elsewhere. That is why they've put this in place. Like I said, it's a violation of their human rights. And also, like I said, if you're a newly qualified nurse in Nigeria, don't even bother applying, because they said if you don't have 2 years of working experience, you will not be verified. And if you don't have 6 months of 6 months of practicing license as well, you will not be satisfied. And then also, what they've actually done is that they've attached conditions to the verifications, which means that for you to seek for a verification, you need to go and seek for a verification from your current chief executive officer. So that will be the chief executive officer of wherever you are working. So let's say you're currently working as a nurse in Nigeria now. You now need to go and meet your MD, which is most of these chief executive officers, most of them are doctors, and we all know, like, majority of the chief executive officers in Nigeria, majority of them are male. Yeah, majority of them are male. And you all heard of that story of exchanging grades for sex, or exchanging sex for grades. You all know how lecturers were molesting young female students with that. So I foresee this happening as well, because, for instance, let's say a newly qualified nurse goes to meet a medical chief executive officer and say, can I get a verification? You can imagine if this medical officer has actually asked this girl to do with him and she said no. Do you think this medical officer will actually give her verification? I'm just saying, because when we are saying all this, we need to be thinking, we need to be actively thinking. So do you think this chief medical officer will give her, when she's already turned down his advances? And we all know how things like this happen. We know, and I know that things like this happen in Nigeria. So if there's no proof, obviously this chief medical officer will ruin this young nurse's life and they will get away with it. And also, it could also be happening to male nurses as well. If a chief executive officer is a female and this female thinks that, oh, this student looks posh or looks huge or looks handsome, if the male nurse turns down her advances, do you think this chief medical officer will give them a verification? Like, it's all shades of violation of human rights. That's my opinion. And also, like I said, it means that nurses must ask their doctor's approval before they can advance in their career. Like, how is that done? How is that done? What I think the Nigerian government or the Nigerian Nursing and Midwifery Council should do in this regard is that rather than trying to stop your nurses from living for greener pastures, why don't you make, like I shared in my summary of when I was in nursing school, that I was given bursary, and this bursary of £30,000 that I received over 3 years, I don't have to pay it back. So let's say, for instance, I decided that, okay, after 3 years, I've graduated, I don't want to study nursing, I don't want to practice nursing. They're not going to ask me for the money back, is my opinion, because at that time, I've spent my time, I've done clinical placements. It's more or less like all the hours of work, because as a nursing student in the UK, you have to work 3 hours free, 2,300 hours. And in my own opinion, I believe those bursary I received was for the hours I worked. That's what I believe. So now, because I decided I don't want to practice as a nurse, they are not going to ask me to pay the bursary back. So as a Nigerian Midwifery Council, I think in this regard, if you really want your nurses to stay, I think it's high time you introduce some sort of bursary for them, make their environment a conducive environment for them, reassure them of better job prospects at the end of their course, that yes, you have a better job, make the salary fatter, like make the salary something that they wouldn't even want to think of wanting to japa out of Nigeria if the pay to the work they are doing is substantial enough for them to live on. We all know with everything there's cost of living everywhere, but I believe cost of living in Nigeria is way below when compared to everywhere in the world. So maybe make sure that their salary is more than enough, ensure them or guarantee them that they're going to get a better job offer at the end of their workplace, make their nursing school experience worthwhile, provide them with bursaries, support them with sponsorships, provide them with amenities that will ensure that their learning experience or their nursing school experience is worthwhile for them, rather than trying to stop them from, move ahead with their life when you've not supported them in any ways. They are paying their fees themselves. You've not contributed to their payment of fees. You've not contributed to their well-being at school. And now you are putting a stamp to say, no, if you don't do these things, you won't be able to leave Nigeria. I think that's a shade of bad governance, bad policy. And I don't think this policy should be allowed to have been implemented in the first place. And also, something similar is happening in the UK as well. In the UK, there are shortages of nurses as well. There are nurses who are leaving to go to Australia, to Canada, to all over the world. And I don't think I've heard anywhere where the government has said, oh yeah, the bursary we paid, you pay it back. I don't think I've heard that. And also, there are other nurses. In the campus that I went to, we have the university I went to, we have 4 campuses. And from my campus alone, during my self produced almost over 1,000 nursing students. Yes. And maybe 80% of those students provided by my university are working with the NHS, while 20% or maybe more than that are not working with the NHS. They decided to go into private hospitals or started working with the agencies. And we all know in the UK, working as an agency nurse in the UK, you will get your salary as an agency nurse in a week. The salary I earn in a month as an agency nurse, you make it in a week. So what the government are doing in that instance is that they are now stopping to give contracts to agencies. So nowadays, jobs and nursing works are drying up for agency nurses. So most of them are now seeking employment with the NHS, which is what the government wants. So the government on the UK has a target of getting an extra 50,000 nurses from 2022. So they have a target that from 2022 to 2024 that they will be able to provide or produce 50,000 nurses. So the government are coming to us now to say they have been able to provide the 50,000 nurses, but RC and Royal College of Nursing are saying no, that figure is a lie, that the government are lying, that they've not actually produced that amount of nurses. And I think in a way I agreed with RCM, because nurses are living in troops. They are living to go to US, to Australia. Even me that I'm speaking here, don't be surprised if I tell you that I'm packing my bag, I'm going to Canada. I don't know when that will be, but I'm just saying that yeah, the government is not stopping the nurses they've trained in the UK from leaving, but instead they are creating more avenues to make sure that the nurses that they have right now are staying. So there's been talks of increasing salaries, matching up with salaries, like doing other things. There was a time I shared on my TikTok that they give us free water. That's some of the little things they are doing, apart from trying to make sure that our salary is being increased. So the Nigerian Midwifery Council can also do something like that, increase salary, introduce bursary. Like, guys, let me know if these things I'm saying is hitting it, like I'm hitting the points out. Let me know in the comment section. And if you're currently a nursing student in Nigeria, let me know how you're coping, how this is going to impact you. And if you're a newly qualified nurse in Nigeria as well, let me know how this new policy has impacted you or is going to impact you. And like I said, also, if you don't want to wait or allow these changes to impact you in a way, if you have the money, maybe you should just package yourself and try and come abroad to study nursing, or maybe go to another African country if you think it makes sense and study nursing there, because I think Nigeria is not doing the best for nurses and midwifery right now. They're not providing them support, and they actually want to make this much more difficult for people that you've actually not made things better for. So that is my own opinion. I think this policy by the Nursing and Midwifery Council in Nigeria is a bad move, and that policy should not have even been implemented in the first place. So if you have been impacted by this policy, do let me know in the comment section, or if you have a story you would like to share, and share them with me. And my email is in my description box, and also you can DM me on my Instagram handle. And also I've been sharing job opportunities available as nurses on my TikTok, so I'm going to leave my TikTok handle here, so go check me on TikTok as well. I've been leaving some office work organization recruiting as well, and like I said, you will have to inquire yourself if they are recruiting overseas, because I think most of them would not say on the job advert, but if you email them to ask if they are recruiting, they will let you know. Anyway, this is the end of my video. Let me know if the points or the things I raised in this video make sense. If it does make sense, please drop your comment respectfully in the comment section. And if you're not yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? So don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, support this channel. On the bottom part where it says like, comment, there's a heart shape that has a $sign in it. You can support my channel by clicking on that $sign and giving something to your lovely nurse. And also don't forget to share this video and turn on the post notification so you don't miss any other video from me. And I hope to catch up with you again, and I remain that mom of 5, TMO5 Kanoko, and Nurse Wemimo. See you later. All right, bye.